If you're considering making a move to Pacifica and you're interested in the upcoming housing developments that are taking place here, this is going to be a good video for you, because in this video today I'm going to be talking about one development in particular that is a very hot topic here in Pacifica, and then I'm also going to be talking about two other smaller but still significant developments that are going to be happening here in Pacifica, so stay tuned. What is going on, guys? My name is Kevin Pickett. I'm a local Bay Area resident and longtime Peninsula real estate agent. I want to help you make a smooth move to Pacifica. So if you're looking to make a move to Pacifica in the next 6 days or not for the next 6 months, don't hesitate to pick up the phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, or better yet, click on the link below to schedule a Zoom call with me, and let's get right in. All right, guys, so right now I'm walking through the Rockaway Beach Pacifica Quarry. Now, this quarry is located right along Highway 1, one of the main corridors coming in and out of Southern Pacifica, connecting Lindamar to Valimar, Northern Pacifica. This is a very popular area for hiking, mountain biking. We've got Maury Point is just to the north of me. There's people buzzing around with dogs. They're on e-bikes. The reason for this video today is because just recently a developer has proposed putting 1,021 housing units right here in this quarry. And as you can see, it's probably a very good area for building. It's relatively flat. It has good access to the Highway 1 commute corridors, but this is a very sensitive area. The general plan of Pacifica specifically speaks to wanting to protect the sensitive habitats of Pacifica, and this is certainly one of them. We're basically at sea level right here. There's the Calera Creek that runs right through Rockaway Beach, and a lot of people don't know, but there used to be an industrial limestone mine that was right here in the quarry, kind of built into the hillside. They were mining for very high quality limestone in the early 1900s. A lot of that limestone you can still find today up in the San Francisco Presidio, also back at the Adobe Sanchez historical site in Lindamar. And so there's been several developers who have tried to get their hands on this particular plot of land in the past for development purposes. Back in 2008, there was a proposed plan to put a 350-room luxury hotel right here on this quarry site. And then back in 2018, according to the Pacifica website, there was another developer that actually was not able to get the approval that they needed. They withdrew their plans to build here. But just recently, a developer has applied, has proposed a 1,021 unit housing project here, which 80% of those units would be affordable housing and 20% would be low-income affordable housing. And so 1,021 units right here on this space would be a significant development for the area. It would probably cause some congestion along Highway 1 right here. Now, some Pacifica officials in the area feel that the mine and the quarry itself needs to be reclaimed and or restored prior to allowing a developer to build anything here. And there's a variety of reasons for that. I know that there's been at least one death on the quarry. Right now, actually, believe it or not, I can hear a helicopter buzzing around up on top of Maury Point, and there's a bunch of firemen walking towards me right here, because this area is relatively unsafe. There's a lot of runoff and erosion that's happening in the area. There's also some non-native invasive plants like pampas grass that's here in the quarry. And a lot of people feel that that needs to be restored prior to being able to let a developer build here. If you can see, part of the mine is right here behind me. If you look up the hill there, you can see that there's certainly the remnants of an old mine here. There's been one death in the quarry. People have hurt themselves walking along the Maury Point Trail. And so part of the reclamation process, part of the process of restoring this area, is to widen a lot of the trails, create public access roads, make some of the trails more ADA compliant, get rid of some of the invasive plants that are here, and then also to just make the area more ready for development. Now, part of the problem with this is the camp against restoring the quarry doesn't like the fact that they're gonna have to bring in a lot of compacted fill from other areas. A lot of big trucks would be coming in to fill the quarry with the soil and the new fill that would be required. And they feel like there's gonna be a serious environmental impact associated with that. And so for that reason, they don't wanna do it. So there's a variety of different camps here, people that want to do it, people that don't want to do it, but it's a very contentious topic. As you know, the general plan of Pacifica requires that by the year 2031, we add 1,891 housing units. This is going to be a challenge for sure. This development right here where I'm standing would accomplish more than half of that, but at the same time, at what price? There's this beautiful quarry that's here, and this would all be housing. All right, guys, now another reason that this is such a hot topic, such a contentious topic here, is because the developer who wants to develop this quarry wants to impose what's called a builder remedy law, which would allow them to bypass a lot of the city's planning and approval processes to build this. Now, what happens is, if the city does not have a state certified housing plan, a builder can use this builder remedy law to not have to go forward with the city house, with the approvals, the building approvals that are required by the city. That's another big reason why this is such a contentious topic. There was an article recently written in the San Francisco Chronicle about this, and right after the article came out, Nextdoor really blew up with people that had some concerns around this, particularly because the developer may not have to follow the same approval and building approvals that a normal developer would. So that's a big part of this as well. So let us know in the comments, what do you think? Is this a good idea, a bad idea? Do you have environmental concerns about the area? All right, now the next development that I'm going to talk about is 930 Oddstad. 930 Oddstad is located just below Frontierland Park. It's right there in the Park Pacifica neighborhood. And this is an area where they're going to put 70 units and 11 of those units are going to be designated for affordable housing. Now, I think what's unique about this particular development, this is right in the center of one of the larger residential communities that we have in Pacifica. So the old Oddstad school is currently there, and that school was active from 1964, I believe, till about 2005. And now it's really just kind of a neglected old school. There's a parking lot there. There's a couple of old soccer fields that are still used today. So these 70 homes would have 44 apartment style houses with 26 townhouses, and 11 of those would be allocated for affordable housing. It would likely cause more congestion. I don't think that's something that people are going to be able to get away from. Okay, the last one that I'm going to talk about today is going to be 570 Crespi. Now 570 Crespi is not as large of a development. This is only going to be 19 townhouses, with just 3 of those being allocated for affordable housing. But the reason I think this is important is because it could change the composition of the Lindenmar area. This many housing units being placed right there. This would be right between Fog City Java and the community center, kind of adjacent to the skate park that's currently there. There would also be about a 3,100 square foot commercial space that would be going in at the Crespi location as well. So that's a highly trafficked area with Cabrillo School right there. You know, the Quick Stop, everyone who's coming into Lindenmar Park Pacifica, for the most part, if you're coming into the flats, you're going to be entering through that area right by Crespi. These townhouses, there are renderings of them online. On the YIMBY website, you can see what it'll look like from Highway 1 if you're driving by. These would be right by the ocean, so some of them would have ocean views most likely, but it's going to add 19 townhouses right there on Crespi. So just between that project and the Oddstad development, there's about 90 units, and then the additional 1,021 that have been proposed for the quarry. That's quite a bit of housing. That's over 50% of what would be required by 2031. So let us know in the comments. We want to engage with you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. And if you're looking to move to Pacifica, feel free to give me a call. I'd love nothing more than to have an opportunity to chat with you and help you make a smooth move out to the coast. I'll talk to you soon.